Hello friends, I am Dr. Madhukar Jadhav. In previous lecture, we have studied the various linear methods for setting out simple circular curve. In this lecture, we are going to study the angular method, or also called instrumental methods, for setting out simple circular curves. There are three techniques by which we can set out the circular curve. So under the instrument category, first method is Rankine's method of deflection angle, also known as Rankine's method of tangential angle. Second technique is by using two theodolites we can set out the angle, and the third method is by tachometric method or by using tachometer. In these methods, linear as well as angular measurements are used. Hence, the surveyor needs to use chain and tape along with angle measuring instrument such as theodolite. So, by using theodolite and chain or tape, we can set out the curve by angular methods or called as instrumental methods. Next slide. So, we will start with Rankine's method of deflection angle. In this method, the curve is set out by the tangential angle, also called as deflection angles, with a theodolite and a chain or tape. The derivation for the formula of this method is derived as below. Let AB is equal to the rear tangent to the curve. So, this T1B is the rear tangent to the curve. Then T1 and T2 are the tangent points. So, this is T1 and T2 will be to the other side are the tangent point, or we can say first tangent point and the second tangent point. Then capital D, E, F are the successive points on the curve. So, this point is D, this point is E, and this point is F. So, these are the successive points on the curve. Let small delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 are the deflection angles which each of the successive chord, that is T1D, DE, EF, makes with the respective tangents at T1, at D and at E, etc. So, see in this figure, this is the delta 1. So, delta 1 is the angle made by this BT1 with the first chord, that is T1D. Similarly, this is delta 2, angle made by this line, or we can call it as a tangent with the second chord, and so on. Okay. Then capital delta 1, capital delta 2 and capital delta 3 are the total tangential or deflection angles between the rear tangent and each of the lines T1D, DE and EF. So, in this figure, this total angle is called as a delta. So, this is the first delta 1 angle, this is the second delta 1 angle, this is the third delta 3 angle. So, these are the capital deltas, and the angle which is made by chord with a respective tangent are called as small deltas. Next one, C1, C2, C3 are the lengths of the chord T1D, DE and EF. So, T1D is the first subchord, we can call it as C1. Then DE is equal to C2. Then EF is equal to C3, that is third chord length. Next one, R be the radius of the curve, and chord T1D is equal to arc T1D. So, in this figure, chord T1D is equal to arc T1D, as length of the chord and arc is very less. So, both the lengths we are assume as equal, as length of C1 is equal. Next slide. Now, B T1D is equal to delta 1. angle made between the first chord and the tangent is equal to delta 1 and is equal to half of T1 OD. So see figure, half of T1 OD. So this angle is always half of this angle. So if this is delta 1, then this is 2 delta 1. Similarly, this angle will be 2 delta 2, 2 delta 3 and so on. Next one, we can write T1 OD upon C1 is equal to 180 degree divided by pi r. That is T1 OD is equal to 180 degree into C1 divided by pi r. Hence, we can write 2 delta 1 is equal to, because T1 OD is the 2 delta, therefore 2 delta 1 is equal to 180 degree into C1 divided by pi r, and hence angle delta 1 is equal to 90 degree into C1 divided by pi r degrees is equal to 90 into 60 C1 divided by pi r, converting degree into minute by multiplying 60. So we will get 90 into 60 C1 divided by pi r, and the answer will be in minutes, or value of the angle will be in minutes, and hence finally we can calculate delta 1 is equal to 1718.9 into C1 divided by r, and the delta we will get in minutes. See, this is the formula which we have written from the designation of curve, that is a designation of curve by chord length and designation of curve by curve length. Okay, so similarly we can find out delta 2 is equal to 1718.9 into C2, that is second chord length divided by r. Similarly, delta 3 is equal to 1718.9 into third chord divided by radius of the curve, and hence the final delta angle can be calculated by the formula delta n is equal to 1718.9 into Cn divided by r. Cn is nothing but the nth chord. Since the chords 2, 3 up to Cn minus 1 are equal to the length of the unit chord, that is peg interval, which is equal to 20 meter or 30 meter. So we can write that the deflection angles delta 2, delta 3, delta 4 up to delta n minus 1 will have the same values. Next, the total tangential angle or total deflection angle capital delta 1 for the first subchord T1D is equal to BT1D, that is capital delta 1 and small delta 1 are same for the first subchord. Next one, the total tangential angle delta 2 for the second chord DE is equal to BT1E, but BT1E is equal to BT1D plus DT1E, just from the previous figure. Therefore, we can write the angle DT1E is the angle subtended by the chord DE in the opposite segment, and therefore equals the tangential angle delta 2 between the tangent at D and the chord DE, and hence the total deflection angle delta 2 is equal to small delta 1 plus small delta 2 is equal to, small delta 1 is nothing but capital delta 1, so we can write delta 1 plus small delta 2. Similarly, we can write delta 3 is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2 plus delta 3, and hence we can write delta 2 plus delta 3 is equal to, capital delta 2 plus small delta 3 is equal to capital delta 3, and in this way say capital delta n is equal to small delta 1 plus delta 2 plus delta 3 plus delta n. or we can write delta n is equal to capital delta n minus 1 plus delta 1. So in this way we can find out the tangential angles or the deflection angles. Now to check our calculations, we have to do the total deflection angle BT1 T2 is equal to delta 1 and it should be equal to half of the deflection angle. So if our delta n is coming equal to half of the deflection angle, then whatever the calculations we have done are the correct one, where alpha is the deflection angle to the curve. From the above, it will be seen that the deflection angle capital delta from any chord is equal to the deflection angle for preceding chord plus the tangential or deflection angle to the to that chord. Next one, if the degree of curve D be given, then the deflection angle for 30 meter chord is equal to half of capital D, and that for the subchord is equal to C1 into D divided by 60 degree, where C1 is the length of the first subchord. Hence we can write small delta 1 is equal to C1, that is chord length, into degree of the curve given divided by 60, and hence small delta 2 is equal to delta 3 is equal to delta n minus 1 is equal to degree divided by 2, whatever the degree given, degree of the curve given divided by 2, and hence delta n is equal to, we can write Cn into D divided by 60 degree. In the case of left hand curve, each of the values of delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 should be subtracted from 360 degree to obtain the required value to which vernier of the instrument is to be set. Next one. Now from the previous calculations we will get the various values of deflection angles depending upon the length of the subchord and depending upon the length of the unit chords. So by using that data we have to set out the curve. So for that the procedure is like this. First of all, set up the theodolite over first tangent point T1 and level it with our usual process. Next step is, with both vernier clamped at 0, direct the telescope to the ranging rod at the point of intersection capital B and bisect it. Next one, release the vernier plate and set the vernier A to first deflection angle capital delta 1. Now the telescope being thus directed towards the first tangent or first chord, that is T1D. Then pin down the end of the chain or tape at T1. Pin down means we have to keep the zero end of the chain at point T1 and hold the arrow at the distance on the chain equal to the length of the first subchord, and then swing the chain around point T1 until arrow is being bisected by the crosshair of the theodolite, thus fixing the point D on the curve. Next one, unclamp the upper plate and set the vernier to the second deflection angle delta 2, and then our line of sight will be in the direction of line T1E. Then we have to measure the length of the second subchord, and on this line we have to set out the second point on the curve, that is E. So in this way we have to set out the different points, and then these points we have to these points we have to join by a smooth curve. Next one, hold the zero end of the chain at D and swing the other end around the D until the arrow held at other end is bisected by the line of sight, thus locating the point E, or you can say second point on the curve. So this process we have to repeat till the last point of the curve is reached. Okay, so in this way we have to set out the curve by instrumental methods, or we can say by using theodolite and chain or tape. Next one, the last point thus located must coincide with the previously located point T2, that is second tangent point. If not, we have to find out the distance, or we have to find out the actual error, and if this error is within permissible limit, then last few pegs may be adjusted. If it is exceeded the limit, then entire process we have to repeat for setting out the curve by the Rankine's method of deflection angle. So this is all about today's lecture. Thank you.